All right, what is up, YouTube? Let me just check if you're actually online. Yes, seems like we are. And this is Hamza Amir from Invest in Progress. And I don't know if you've actually watched my previous video, so you'd notice a change in the audio just because I've actually purchased a new microphone, which is a much better microphone. So today we are actually covering a very interesting topic, and it's basically a question that a lot of people ask me, and the question really is, here's the situation. You have $1,000 and you just learned about all of these cryptocurrencies and you know how they work. You've seen, the Bitcoin price go up to, almost $20,000, and you just want to get into the Bitcoin and, the cryptocurrencies. Otherwise, you've heard about Ripple, you've heard about Tron. Where exactly is that? All right, here it is on 14th. So you've heard about all of these currencies and you do not know how to basically, where to invest. I get a lot of these questions, people asking me, oh, Hamza, we just heard about Ripple, and do you think it's the right time to invest into Ripple? And we just heard about Tron, do you think we should buy Tron? So this video is actually about where would I put $1,000 if I have $1,000? What cryptocurrencies would I be purchasing? This video is mainly about that. So before that, we're just going to quickly look at the stream and see. Okay, so one person is actually watching, and just leave your comments if you have any questions. We'd be looking at the live chat as well. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel, subscribe to the channel because you want to know my top cryptocurrency picks. And I would be soon covering some ICOs where I'm actually investing, so you definitely want to hit the subscribe button. All right, so before I start talking about where I would invest, I just want to point it out that this is not an investment advice and I'm not a financial advisor, but this is purely my instinct and where I would basically put in my money, and this is purely for educational purpose. So guys, you have heard about Bitcoin, Ethereum, Ripple, and you have $1,000 and you're very excited. You just kept aside $1,000 to invest into these cryptocurrencies, and where would I or you should invest? So one thing you really need to understand is how these crypto coins are listed. So I'm just going to give you an example. So we've heard about Bitcoin, and right now, and I mean, even from before, Bitcoin has been the first cryptocurrency out there, and we can see that over $184 billion are invested into just Bitcoin. And previously, I mean, the market cap right now is $536 billion. And I remember, I mean, last month, in fact, early this month, in January, there was around over $800 billion. So we basically saw some pullback just because there were like regulatory news coming in from South Korea and the European Union and the West that they're planning of regulating these cryptocurrencies. So which is why there has been a pullback, and I see that a lot of these cryptocurrencies are actually at a very good price. For example, I just talked about Bitcoin. It actually went up to $20,000, which was incredible, and it has fallen to $10,000. In fact, we even saw that it fell down even more to like 8,000, somewhere around $9,000, below $10,000 basically. So while this page loads, I mean, I'm just going to quickly give you an overview of Ripple as well. I mean, I saw this touching $3.80, and basically I got into Ripple when it was 20 cents back in September and November, even some part of December too. We saw Cardano go over $1, and a lot of these other coins. So IOTA has been quite a favorite among the crypto world. So this is a good pick, and we basically saw the price going up to $4, or actually over that, I believe. And Tron basically, Tron was basically looking at, I think, 22 cents, if I'm not wrong, but I'm pretty sure it was above 20 cents. And, it corrected itself and it's now down to 6 cents. So a lot of these cryptocurrencies are basically a good pick to invest your money in right now, given the fact that, we would have some support and the prices are in future going to go up, given the fact that, we do not hear any adverse news from, the regulators or, South Korea banning these cryptocurrencies. So you have $1,000. So one thing you need to know is that all of these cryptocurrencies, let's say the top 10 cryptocurrencies or, the top 20 cryptocurrencies are somewhat stable. And, if we have to, let's say, talk about Bitcoin. So Bitcoin is volatile, but it's not that volatile compared to, the other currencies that we see down here. I mean, in, the top 100 or maybe in the top 200. So the first thing you really need to do is to set your investment objective. So let's say if I have $1,000, I want to decide and I want to really think of that what do I need at the end of the year, at the end of 2018, and I really want to decide that. So the market, let's say if you want 2x return on your investment, or let's say you want to convert your $1,000 into $2,000 or $3,000, so that is your investment objective. Your investment objective can also be, converting your $1,000 to $100,000, and basically expecting a 100x return on your investment by the year end. So if let's say your investment objective is 30x or 50x, so you definitely need to invest in the cryptocurrencies that are not up there yet, and the more risky cryptocurrencies. So as we know, the basic financial principle that, higher the risk and higher the return. So you really want to look at the companies that would be the next Ripple, So just to quickly look at the price of Ripple, we know that it's at $1.21, but historically, I mean, I told you, almost like 4 months ago, I had purchased it at like 20 cents. But you've got to really see that it was actually at 5 cents at one point. And in fact, when it came down, when it actually was actually less than 5 cents, it was less than 1 cent. If you look at March, it was 0.005. It was actually half a cent. So you really want to invest in startups if your investment objective is 100x or 50x, but you at the same time you really need to do your due diligence and you need to believe in the idea or the ideology or the objective, and you really need to see that if this cryptocurrency is actually going to come up. So if I have $1,000 and let's say my investment objective is to get, let's say, 3x return. Let's say I want to say that, I want $3,000 at the end of the year. So what I would potentially do is I would put, let's say, 50% of my investment into, these top cryptocurrencies that are more secure, and I feel that, I do not want to lose my money. So I would potentially put, let's say, 50% or $500 into Ethereum and Bitcoin, so that at least those $500 are secure. Then I'm going to come down and I am possibly going to look at investing the other 500 into different cryptocurrencies. So let's say I can possibly put maybe $100 or $200 in IOTA or Tron, just because the price of IOTA and Tron are pretty much attractive at this point in time. So I am most likely going to invest maybe $200 into either of these two cryptocurrencies, or Monero, or it could also be Cardano. Is a brilliant project, and I mean, we also had some ratings coming in from the rating agency, and they basically gave Cardano a B+ rating. I mean, I'm just actually going to quickly check out the rating. I'm just going to open it for you guys, and let's see if we can find it. I'm pretty sure it's going to be here. So while this rating page is actually opening, um, I do not see the link. All right, but we see that the Bitcoin received a fair C plus rating, but the whole point is I would potentially put $200 maybe in IOTA, Tron, or Cardano, because we saw that Cardano was actually over $1, and if it just bounces back to if the market cap actually goes up back to 800 billion dollars, which it was earlier this month, I would actually see that Cardano going up to $1.20, which it was before. And Ripple could also potentially be a good buy, but I mean, I think maybe I wouldn't put that much money because my investment objective is again 3x. So I would potentially look to make 2-3x on these investments. And now I'm left with $300. So I've invested $500 into Bitcoin or Ethereum, or you can potentially split it in these two. I would probably put a little more weightage on Ethereum because it's much more adaptable, and do your due diligence about Ethereum, and I think it's a better platform, and a lot of other cryptocurrencies are basically using Ethereum as a platform. So I would potentially put 50%. I put, let's say, $500 into these two cryptocurrencies. I would put $200 either in Cardano, IOTA, Tron, based on the price. I think all three projects have a really, really good price at this point in time. So I'm definitely going to put possibly $200. Now the next $300 that I'm left with, where am I going to put that? So before that, I mean, we're just quickly going to look at how many people are actually watching this stream. So it's just one person watching it. And if you have any questions, just write your comment here and I can probably answer your questions right now. So the next $300 that I have to put, where would I put that? Now I'm going to basically go down in the list and look for the cryptocurrencies that I see has a huge potential. All right, and I think Ethos is a great project. This could be one buy. So another project that I'm really optimistic about is QuantStamp is a very good, could be potentially a good buy. Especially at this price, we saw it going up to like 65 cents. But I think over by the end of the year, I see QuantStamp jumping. I probably see QuantStamp having a market cap of around $1 billion. So that could multiply my money by 5x or 4x basically. Substratum is a great project, and I mean there have been anticipations that this price is basically going to get into two figures. When I say two figures, it's basically at $1 right now, and people are anticipating that this is probably going to go to like $20 or $30 or something like that. So this could be potentially a good buy. But again, guys, this is not a financial advice. Do your due diligence. But these are the projects that I'm pretty much optimistic about. So Neblio was pretty good when it was basically in the top 200, and it did observe quite a bit of surge, but this could again potentially be a good buy. I think this went up to like $35 or something. We're just quickly going to look at it. So the highest that it went was, I believe, somewhere around $35. There you go, it actually went up to like $60.81 before correcting itself. So I mean, Neblio could potentially be a good buy. All right, moving ahead, one project that I'm a little optimistic about, and I've basically put in my money into that, is Deep Brain Chain. So Deep Brain Chain actually went up to, I believe, 66 cents, and this I think could be a good potential buy for your portfolio. So here's how it works. When, let's say, the market cap, this is what I see when I observe that, if a specific cryptocurrency is undervalued or overvalued, I see the project behind it. And deep brain chain is basically a way through which, the AI, it's a platform through which AI applications could be built, the artificial intelligence applications could be built. So, I mean, I sort of believe in the project, so which is why I've invested in it. And I see that this market cap is actually going to go quite up, which is why I think the price is actually going to go up. Just to point it out that I do not look at the price that, oh my god, it's 16 cents, it's cheap, I can actually purchase a lot of the DBC coins. That is not how it works. And I mean, if you haven't watched my video, I've explained the economics behind the pricing. It's a video in which I've told if you should buy Tron, which is 10 cents or 6 cents, or instead you should if you should buy, let's say, an $11 coin. So I've explained the economics behind these coins and which ones and what you should really look at. So just because I believe that the market cap is going to go up, the price is actually going to go up. So I would really do my due diligence into these coins where I would invest the other $300 maybe in 2 or 3 different coins, $100 each, where I really see the potential. So some of the coins that I wanted to bring your attention to, one is Deep Brain Chain, the other is Utrust. Let me just quickly look at it. Let's just search it. Utrust. It's at 188th rank, and imagine if this comes to basically in the top 100, which it did prior to this correction in the market. I think this could potentially be a good buy. Q-Link, a lot of people are optimistic about Q-Link, so you guys could possibly check out this project as well. So, and there are basically a lot of other projects. Let's say Gifto is another project that a lot of people are very much optimistic about. So just to summarize, how I would basically invest my money. So I've told you 50% I would invest in these top cryptocurrencies, which is 50% of my investment. The other 30% of my investment or 20% of my investment I would potentially put into Cardano, IOTA, or Tron. Again, looking at my investment objective, when I want 3x return by the end of the year or mid of the year. So this is what I would do. And the other $300 I would potentially put in the coins that I think are really bound to surge. Now, if let's say my investment objective is not 3x, but it's actually 10x, so most likely I am going to take out some money of my 50% that I've actually invested into these, and maybe I would revise my portfolio, and I would say that possibly I would keep 30% over here. I would keep potentially 30% or 20% in these coins, and the rest of 30 to 40% I would actually invest in more riskier projects, which could be Ethos. I think it's a brilliant project. Nebulas, I think a lot of people are very optimistic about it, and actually we saw this going up by 33% when in fact the market was actually crashing. So I would really play around with my portfolio percentage based on my objective, based on my investment objective. So guys, the first thing you really need to look at and you really need to think about is, what are you looking to get at the end of the year, and what is your investment objective? If it is 2x, if it is 1x, if it is 3x, if it is 10x, so you need to adjust your portfolio accordingly, and you need to really balance out the risk and reward of your portfolio. Let's see if we actually have any questions. We do not have any questions right now, but if you have any questions, if you're looking this at a later time, you can just let me know. You can subscribe to the channel, you can comment below, and let me know if you want me to cover any other cryptocurrency topics. Until then, bye bye.